Hi everyone, it's Tara here with Create Life Paper Words, and today I have the setup of my travel album that I'm working on. So what I took with me was these three things right here. I did not end up using the traveler's notebook like I thought I was going to. I just didn't really take the time to write stuff down. But what I did do is collected a whole bunch of stuff which I put into my little zippered pouch. After I got home and I had unpacked, this is what my piles looked like as I just laid them out on my bed. Pretty much I sorted them into packaging materials, tickets, the little books that you get when you go visit museums and that kind of stuff, and then receipts and any other little tidbits that I had. And from there I put them into one of these bins. This is from IKEA. I don't know if you can get them anymore, but I have a few of them, and I use them when I'm doing any type of sort of theme type albums. So for example, I also have one for my December daily that I'll be working on during December. I find that they're really good for organizing. Not only do I put all the things that I collect, which there's quite a bit of, I also keep any stamps and journal cards that I know I'm going to be using. The next thing that I did is I mapped out my title pages. And what I mean by title pages, these are the ones that have on one side they're going to be journaling, and then on the other side they're going to be a 6x12 photo. My album that I'm using is a 9x12, and so I wanted to have something that was a little bit smaller than the 9x12 for the day one or the title page. This was really important for me when I went to get all my photos ready. This way I knew what photos I needed to print big, so when I was ordering them and going through a couple hundred photos, it was a lot easier for me. After getting the layout that I wanted ready, I started working on the journaling. The journaling definitely took the longest, and that's because I really wanted to make sure that I was sharing both what we did and also how I was feeling at the same time. Something else that I did is that I used my Letterglow app to make these day 1 to day 10 cards, and they're all different colors. So those were pretty easy to do. And then I used just the computer and Word to make the template for the journaling part. And I printed those out as a 6x8, and then the day 1 through 10 are printed as a 6x4, and that makes a 6x12. I just use a little bit of washi tape to adhere them at the seam, and then I'm going to actually add my photo onto the back of it, and I will probably adhere those two things together just so that they don't get lost. And then the very last thing that I did before working on the actual days is to make this clear transparency with the stamps on it, and it's just going to be at the very beginning of my album. It is a 9x12. I think I had a couple 12x12 sheets from Stampin' Up! Of the transparencies, and so I just cut it down and I stamped right on it. The stamping actually turned out really well. I was worried that I was going to smudge it a bit, but I think I did pretty good on that, and I'm really happy how it turned out. I absolutely love transparencies at the very beginning of my albums, and so that's why I'm opting to do this. I guess it is part of my album and isn't really the setup part, but for me, I was sort of working on it while I was doing the journaling. So that's pretty much how I have set up my travel album. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me below. I am more than happy to answer them for you, and I hope that you get a really good idea of what it looks like when I start a travel album and all the work that's done before the actual album start. Thanks for watching. As always, you can find me on Instagram at Create Life Paper Words. Bye guys!